The basics of writing a prompt. Note, parts of this presentation were created using Google Gemini. What is a prompt? A prompt is the most common way we interact with AI tools. If you've used ChatGPT, you've already written a prompt. It's easy to write one, but to improve the quality of the AI output, it's important to understand the basics of prompt writing. This primer on prompt writing only touches on the basics. Don't worry, you'll get a chance to practice prompt writing later in the hands-on section. A component of generative AI is the Large Language Model, or LLM for short. Its job is to interact with you using familiar human language. The LLM responds to your prompts and provides an output. A prompt can be a simple question like, "What's the capital of France?" but can also be a command like, "Write a short poem about a rainy day." You can even ask the LLM to respond like a persona, such as a Shakespearean actor, and on any subject. If the LLM doesn't know about a certain style or persona, you can teach it by providing examples. For example, uploading your writing samples essentially means you are training AI to output as you would. You may also come across the term prompt engineering. In most cases, prompt engineering is interchangeable with prompt writing. The difference is that engineering implies a more structured approach to writing prompts. For this primer, we'll be introducing you to the PARTS framework. PARTS is an acronym for persona, aim, recipients, theme, and structure. There are other frameworks being used in AI, but we'll stick to PARTS for now since it's the framework Google is using. Now let's touch on what each of these terms mean, starting with persona. A persona is the role, like, I am a high school math teacher. In the real world, we all have multiple personas. For example, I'm both a director of technology, but I'm also a do it yourself computer hobbyist. When you're writing a prompt, use the persona that best fits your project. The next term is aim. Aim is the action you're asking AI to take. Try to start with a verb driven command like brainstorm 5 ideas for me, or create a visual illustration that looks like, and fill in the rest. Recipients lets AI know who your intended audience is. For example, the audience for a technical research paper is very different from a children's novel. When you create a prompt, you're creating a paragraph that explains to the AI who you are, what you want it to do, and who you are trying to connect with. Theme is a catch-all term that covers attributes like style, tone, or genre. So, for example, if you wanted to engage middle school students, try asking AI to use a humorous tone in its output. Structure is another catch-all term that covers specific formatting details like maybe you want to see the information as a bulleted list, or maybe in a table format. Or if you want the output as text, audio, imagery, maybe even video. It can also contain constraints like word count limits. Personally, I often mix both theme and structure together in my prompt writing. Remember, prompt writing is like having a conversation with a person. We rarely get to the important points in the very first sentence. It's common to go back and forth with AI, iterating through early mistakes and refining your prompt as you go. You may even come up with creative ideas as you engage with the AI output. And on that note, while most people have fun with prompts, keep in mind that AI makes mistakes too. So always check the output for accuracy and appropriateness. Congratulations, you now know a little more about prompt writing. I wanted to conclude this section with one last idea. You may have noticed that the output from AI tends to be bland and generic, almost like a stereotypical corporate communications. I don't know about you, but I don't find bland content particularly engaging. When using AI tools, I think the key to avoiding this problem is knowing your personal communication style, your goals, your audience, and of course, good prompt writing. And that concludes the basics of writing a prompt. See you in the next video.